Once again, we're hitting the roads. You noticed that I sat in yesterday and I'm sitting in again for Philip Latte because for the period he's been acting as an engineer.
He's a road engineer.
Road engineer.
You see, yesterday he had the hat.
Yeah, so he's on the roads. So this morning we'll find out where exactly he is, what the state and nature of that road is, if there are any works ongoing on that road, what concerns residents, commuters, users, motorists on that road have, and of course we project into the future what it's going to be like when it's completed. So we're hitting the Dodowa Road this morning, and Philip Nilate is joining us. Hi, Philip.
Hi, Nana Tufo, and good morning to Chris Carter.
Where's your helmet?
Come again?
Where's your helmet? I'm asking where your helmet is.
I'll grab it shortly from one of the engineers. But for now, like he indicated, I'm at I'm on the Dodowa. That's Adentan-Dodowa stretch, and it's an interesting work going on here. The president has stated that we will be seeing that the country will become a construction zone where a number of road projects will be ongoing. Yesterday we were on the Accra-Tema motorway, and we saw the work that is ongoing there. Today we've come onto the 22-kilometer stretch that is Adentan-Dodowa Road, and I can tell you that the work that is going on here is to ease congestion and also is going to ease mobility after it's completed. So we'll zoom in straight into it, and you can see behind me work is ongoing and it's progressing steadily. We will have conversations with the engineers on site, and if possible speak to one or two of the drivers and find out from them what they make of the ongoing road project, and also speak to you as our viewers as well that they are watching us as we are touring various road projects in the country or in Accra to see what is happening by way of road construction or road projects in Accra or in the country. But just so that we can zoom in straight, I'm inviting the project manager for this particular project, that is the Adentan-Dodowa stretch, engineer Gabriel Foley, who is going to join us for us to have a detailed conversation, what has happened so far on the road, what is going to happen in the future, the percentage they've gotten to, if there are some challenges that he would want to share with us, maybe, and if things are going well, that at the end of the day we're going to see that motorists will be moving on this stretch freely and there wouldn't be any challenge. So let's zoom in straight with Engineer Foley. Engineer Foley, good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV.
Good morning, my brother. Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too as well. I would want to start with this. What is happening behind us?
So actually, you can see that the existing road is just a single carriage way. And looking at the traffic demand, there's the need for the road to be widened. And so what you are seeing behind us is basically trying to widen the road to be able to accommodate the new design, which is a 2x4. That's, in other words, a dual carriage with service roads attached to it.
So that is a new design.
Yeah.
And let's start with this. Maybe someone is watching us for the very first time. How was the road like before your entity, that is Oswald Investment Limited, took over?
Well, very well. You can attest and verify from road users that before we came here, it could take you a minimum of 2 hours to travel from Dodowa to Adentan. The road was in a very deplorable state. There were potholes all over. So when we came, one of the things that we applied ourselves to is to make sure that we rehabilitate the existing road to allow free flow of traffic. And as you can see, ever since we came, moving from Adentan to Dodowa, you do a maximum of 40 minutes and you are there.
Wow. Wow. I would also ask you what you've done at every stop of the way on this particular stretch. But with what you are doing now, what will you say that has been the motivation behind this construction? seeing people move freely, I guess.
Yeah, you see, quite frankly, when you start a project and you can see that the project that you have started is giving relief to people, it motivates you to, as it were, do more. We can see that ever since we came on this road, mobility has improved tremendously. The people within the corridor are happy. Anytime they are driving, they commend us for the works we are doing. So when you get some of these feedbacks, it motivates you to give out your best.
So we are engaging engineer Gabriel Foley, who is the projects manager on the Adentan-Dodowa stretch. And I said that we're going to ask him what they've done at every stop of the way. So let's start with Adenta through to Dodowa. What have you done?
Okay, so like I said, when we came, it was a single carriage. We needed to open the road up. And then one of the things that we needed to be very careful about is, as much as you want to construct the road, you have to ensure that you don't disturb the movement of people, or as it were, the activities of people within the enclave should not be adversely affected by your activities. So what we did as part of our strategies is to ensure that the existing carriageway, as much as possible, we don't touch it. We widen to the left, you widen to the right, and allow traffic to flow on the existing road. So what we have done basically is to widen the road from kilometer 00 through to Dodowa, and then once we're done with the widening, we can then put the traffic on one side of what we have built up and then work on the other side of the road. So that's basically what we are doing here.
I also saw that you are constructing some drains. Share with us what's the percentage for the drains before we come to the overall percentage you've gotten to when it comes to the road construction.
Yeah, so as you rightly said, with respect to the drains, we've done 90% of the major drainage structures. And the overall progress of works that we have done now stand up to 60%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in road construction, the difficult work is when you are doing the earthworks. Once you are able to come out of the ground, the rest of the works is easy. So as you can see, we are almost done with all the earthworks here. We are out of the ground. So what is left is the pavement works. And I can assure you that by the close of this year, we should be able to finish this project.
At close of this year, yes, you'll be done with the Adentan-Dodowa Road.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's a very good one. But you started this in 2024.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2024 March.
And at a point, there was a stop somewhere, or you reduced the level at which you were working. If you can take us through that process, because now we understand that this particular project is under the big push.
Yeah, so we actually did not stop, but we had some few challenges. See, if you look behind, you see that there were structures, and then number two, there were ECG poles within the right of way. All those things needed to be relocated to give us the space to work. So it slowed us down a bit. So basically, the slowdown was as a result of permanent structures and relocation activities that needed to be done to pave way for the construction activity.
Do you still have such challenges where some of the structures around the project are still hampering your progress?
Yes, we still have a couple of them. Largely with the help of the authorities, the local authorities, and then the ministry. Some of the structures have been relocated. However, we still have some of them that still needs to be. If you look behind, this is typical. This is a mine here. You can see that it's a bottleneck. It's one area that we need to relocate structures to be able to, as it were, connect this side of the road to the other side, or better still, the north to the southern side of the project. Yes.
So will you say that because of the bottleneck that you just made mention of, that is why you would find gridlock here or traffic?
Yes, I mean largely because you see that as a result of the widening, we have about 4 lanes coming from Adenta heading towards Dodowa, and then 4 lanes is also coming from Dodowa heading towards Adenta. Once they get to Amahia here, because of the structures, everything changes into a single carriage. So you have 4 trying to force their way into a single carriage, and that is the reason why there's always traffic here.
Wow. But is there a plan to manage the traffic or how to get it controlled? Because initially when I came, I also saw you giving some instruction that people along the road should be moved back.
Yes, you see, we have people who are selling by the roadside, and all those things impede on the way we are trying to manage traffic. So I needed to engage my team to, as it were, get those people to go behind so we can manage the traffic properly. Again, we also engage the police on daily basis at the major, where they call the Katamanso Junction. We engage the police on daily basis to help manage the situation, because it's quite a very clustered area.
I'll come to what is left to be done. You've done 60%. Amazing. Now you are left with about 40% to do. But there was this interesting one that I saw a video on social media or making rounds of your company, that is contractors, clearing a part where cemetery was and exhuming bodies. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was one of the interesting sections of the road. Having set out our route, we discovered that part of the cemetery was within the right of way. Bodies had been buried there. We have tombs there. So we needed to engage the chiefs and elders of the community, the Amahia chief and elders. And then they had to come and perform the necessary rites. We had to exhume about 10 bodies to be able to make way for the roadwork. So it was a very interesting experience for myself and my team, witnessing the exhumation of bodies and reburial. And then it was done in such a way that the whole ritual was carried out in the form of a funeral. And then they brought a miniature of a casket, and they had to be pouring their libation. We started that activity from morning around 7 in the morning, and then we left the cemetery around 8 p.m. in the evening, just to be able to complete the ritual to allow for the exhumations of the body. So it was a very interesting development.
I must say that means you go through a lot before you get the road construction. Anyway, good work to Oswald Investment Military. I think it's a very good one that you have done. You made mention of the MTTD, or engaging the police, and also trying to control the traffic situation here. If I may ask, do some of the motorists drive in a certain way that would have an impact on your construction or hampers your construction?
Well, largely the drivers have been very cooperative. Largely they have cooperated with us, but of course you have some recalcitrant ones, especially the Okada and then the motorcycle riders. They are very difficult to, as it were, deal with. But thankfully, with the help of the police and our team, we have been able to manage the traffic very well, and till now we have not recorded any major accident on this road from the inception of the project till now.
So if you are just watching us or you are just joining us, we are coming to you live from the Adentan-Dodowa Road, where we are speaking to Engineer Gabriel Foley, who is the project manager on the stretch. You'd want to join us with your comments, submissions and questions for the project manager here. If you really stay or you use this stretch every day, and the numbers will be on your screens, I'm sure, 0204 It's going to be on the screen. It's 0204447033 is going to be on your screen so that you can share your thoughts, submissions, and comments with us. I'm sure we are definitely going to see it and ask Engineer Foley the questions. But Engineer Foley, do you always see sirens, the vehicles moving here, people trying to create way for themselves and all that? Is that also a border?
Yeah, it's one of the challenges that we are confronted here with, especially this particular stretch of the road. Because of the bottleneck, I mean, people are always trying to find their own ways of meandering and beating the traffic. It's quite challenging, but we have been able to, as it were, manage it properly. Yeah.
And also with the structures close to the road, maybe one may ask, have compensations been paid to the extent that these structures would have to be moved so that the construction will go on freely?
Yes, so as far as I'm aware, monies have been released to the various authorities to engage the people whose properties will be affected. The engagement has started. I am reliably informed that by the end of this month, those who have been given their monies would vacate their properties to allow for those properties to be taken down for the road construction to continue. Yeah.
So it tells us that by all means, by end of this year, the road will be completed. But what are you left to do? The 40%, what will go into the 40% that you are left to do?
So basically, like I said earlier, we are almost done with all the earthworks, which is the platform on which the road will stand. Normally, people see the black, that's all they see. But that black is actually sitting on something. And that's the most difficult.
And that is exactly what people are waiting for. They are waiting for the asphalting on the road and all that. But I'm sure, like you said, a lot of things happen beneath before it gets there.
Yeah, so we're practically done with the earthworks. So from next week, we are moving to the next phase of the project, which is the pavement works, where we had to do our sub-base, base, and then the asphalt will follow. So from next week going, a lot of activities will be seen on the project, especially from the Adenta heading towards Frafra, the first 5 kilometers.
So from next week, that will start. But I also want to ask, we know there is this introduction of the 24-hour policy. Do you work around the clock?
Yes, we do. Because you see, as a result of traffic, what we do predominantly is to make sure that we use the evenings to haul our materials as close as possible to our work zone. So we do a lot of the haulages in the evening, so that when we come during the day, the materials are readily available for work. So we are actually deploying the 24-hour economy strategy in our works.
That's interesting. So, Engineer Foley, I would want to speak to a few of the drivers. I'll come to you. Just take a deep breath. Just relax a bit. I'll definitely come to you, and we'll have more conversation on that. So, if you are just joining us, we are coming to you live from the Adentan-Dodowa stretch, where work is really going on in earnest. And trust me, 60% of the work done so far. It's amazing because if you are moving on the stretch, you are moving from Adenta through to Frafraha, coming down to Amrai here. Before you go to a place called Malejo, before you go to Oyibi, among other places, it tells you that the road is moving on steadily, and also the widening nature of the road is also going on. So you can see on your screens the drivers who are plying the stretch, but I'll try and find out from one or two of them what they make of the ongoing construction, though there is a bit of gridlock here, and I'm sure that they'll be willing to talk to us and try and find out from them what they make of the construction, but because a lot of people use the stretch every now and then, and basically what you'll be hearing from them is that, oh, there is gridlock on the stretch and they are supposed to move freely and all that. But what the motorists will tell us will be very important. Well, the contractors have been telling us that for 60% to have been done, that means they have about 40% more to do. So it tells you that work is moving on progressively here. Let me speak to this driver and ask him a few questions and speak to him and see how things are going. My boss, how are you?
I'm doing good.
How is the construction going for you? If you can park a bit, let's have a brief conversation.
I beg.
I know
I'm going to work.
Yeah, but
I beg.
how is the construction going for you?
It's good. It's good.
Going well?
Yeah.
So far, what I see on the road?
Oh, I just say they are doing job. Good job.
What's your name?
My name is Sadat Mohammed.
Sadat Mohammed, thank you. So Sadat Mohammed wouldn't want to talk a lot because he is going to work. Okay, sir.
The dust is killing us.
Really?
Really. They should water it. The dust is too much. If you go to our homes, you can't bear it. It's very dusty out here.
But how do you see the ongoing projects? Is it moving at a fast pace for you?
No. It's not moving at a fast pace at all. They can do this job within 6, 7, 8 months. But looking at it, it will be here for the next 3 years.
Well, they are saying that they will finish by close of this year, so you would want to try.
Okay. All right.
Okay, your name?
Ernest.
Ernest what?
Ernest Tagbesi.
Okay, so that is Ernest there for you. He's also saying that, well, the dust is killing them. But, well, that is construction. Though there is construction, it tells you a number of things to go in. His name is Ernest, and he's saying that he's hoping that it will be completed on time. Open here, if I was saying.
Adams.
Oh, yeah, passenger, how?
Yeah.
What type of roadway so?
Yeah.
Now, road, no one is saying.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
Very bad. Why?
You can tell by yourself.
But I'm sure because of the construction is going on. So they've said.
But then it's giving lots of challenges.
Like.
I have to park my car because of this. You see, it's going to wear the shocks and all of that. So it's not helping. So they should speed up work for us. Yep.
Okay, Ernest. Your name again?
Adams.
Adams. Okay. So that is Adams there. He's saying that the project should be they should speed up the project. But all the questions, all the things they are saying, I'm definitely going to ask the engineer on that. Your name?
I'm Paul. The contractors, they keep to they stop and they were doing the Afinia road rather.
So he's also sharing another sentiment that the contractors are doing the Afinia side of the stretch. But mind you, there is another side of the stretch that is from Dodowa to Dowenya. And that particular road, you definitely go through the Afinia side where the contractors are also working on. So a few of the comments that we've heard from the motorists here, i.e. the drivers and also the passengers, are saying that the progress of work is moving on steadily, and the dusty nature of the road, they are complaining about it, and also a few challenges here and there. But well, it comes with construction, and like the president has indicated, it's going to be a construction zone in this country. So maybe we will take a lot more comments from the motorists and find out from them how things are going and what they make of the construction. What they make of the construction. Engineer Foley also made mention of the fact that this particular construction or the exercise is adhering to the 24-hour policy. They are working around the clock. So it tells you that the work is moving, but like I indicated earlier, it's a construction zone, and you would find the dusty nature of the road. Others will also say that they are okay with what is moving on very fast. Others will also definitely complain. But you can see the tracks of Oswell Investment Limited moving to and from on the stretch, or moving on the stretch, and ensuring that the work is going on. So if you are watching us live, we are coming to you from the Adentan-Dodowa Road, capturing the ongoing work. It's just exciting that the contractors indicated to us that it's about 60% complete, and with the 40% work that is going to be done, because they've been able to move from the ground stage, there are a few things they will do and get the road completed. They've been able to do the drains, and once the drains are done, it tells you that a lot of the work have been done. So by close of this year, we are hoping that the project will come to an end where people who are moving from Adenta to Dodowa would be able to move freely. But I still want to engage a few of the drivers and find out from them what they make of the ongoing construction work that is happening here on the Adentan-Dodowa Road. Let me engage this man a bit. Oh, sir, you can park. Let me engage you a bit on how the construction of the road is going. What do you make of the construction of the road? And if you've been using the stretch every day. What's your name, sir?
William Dosu.
William Dosu?
Yeah.
Have you been using this road every day?
Not every day, but yes. Almost every day.
Almost every day?
Because my son is a Ganata.
What do you have to say about the construction of the road?
Well, it's a good project, but it must be done early enough to reduce this traffic congestion.
Now, don't you think that the construction of the road comes with a traffic congestion?
Yes, it is. It is. It comes with the traffic, what do you call it? Congestion.
But if you have been using this road, I'm sure that in the past, now it's better than how it was in the past. Will you agree with me?
Oh, yes, it's better. It's better. At least you can even dodge small.
That means you're not even dodging the traffic.
No, I use here mostly over the weekends when the traffic is not like this.
Okay. So what will be your word to the contractors? They are doing a good job.
Speed up. They are doing a good job. They should speed up, but I don't see anything they can do to speed up the job. No, there's nothing, because look at the traffic. It's not their fault. They want to work here and there is traffic there.
Yeah.
They want to work here and there is traffic there. So it's not, if it's delaying, it's not the fault of the contractor.
Well, there is a promise from them that by close of this year, the road will be completed. What will you have to say about that?
Oh, you see, most of these people, they do the work quickly enough to get their monies and pay their, what do you call them? Is it creditors? People they buy things from, they credit things from, you know. So if he wants his money, then he should do it quickly.
Do it quickly. Your name again?
William Dosu.
William. Thank you so much, William. So that is William there. But let me engage Engineer Foley. There are a few questions I will need to ask him because most of the drivers are saying it. Engineer Foley, join me quickly. The people are complaining about the dusty nature of the road. What's the plan?
Yes, so on this project we have about we have 5 water tankers, 18,000 liters that we use to, as it were, suppress dust. We've actually divided the road into zones, and we've demarcated every water bowser to a particular work area. But the challenge here is that, see, because we have widened the road, most of the road users, when there's traffic, instead of using the existing bituminous carriageway, they drive on the new platform that we have built, and as a result, generating unnecessary dust. So it's a behavioral situation. But
so that dust generation, they are part of the problem.
Yes, it's more of a behavioral thing, because you see, this section of the road is gravel.
Yeah.
Okay, and the true traffic is supposed to be on the bituminous road. Okay, but people, by virtue of whatever reasons, choose to drive on the gravel section, and in the process generate unnecessary dust. However, it is still our responsibility. So we are doing our best to ensure that we suppress dust as much as possible.
I saw when we came earlier, you were telling one of your men that once a while they should go on and at least water the road and all that. How often is it done in a day?
Yeah, so what we actually do is that all the 5 water bowsers, we've given every water bowser a work zone. So what it does is that once it fetches the water, you come to your work zone and water. So the water, depending upon, for instance, yesterday, for instance, it's rained. Yeah, so it's rained. So thankfully, the dust situation is a bit manageable today. But when we don't have the rains, we make sure that the frequency, as minimum, you do 6 times within that your work zone every day.
Wow, that's interesting.
We have a water bowser that works between Adenta and Frafraha only. Then we have a water bowser working from Frafraha to Amman from only.
Okay.
Then we have a water bowser taking it from Amman here to Valley View only. Then we have 2 water bowsers working from Valley View to Dodowa only. So once you go and fetch the water, you come and then you get to your work zone and then you make sure that the place.
Meanwhile, what will be your caution to drivers who use the side of the road? Because, like you are saying, it's not allowed.
As a matter of fact, we have been engaging them, and we have been also using the local assembly and then the assemblymen to as it were conscientize them that as much as possible we can all help ourselves if we abide by the.
So you can go ahead.
Yes, as much as possible we can all help ourselves if we abide by the safety protocols that we have deployed, the traffic management strategies that we have deployed, and as much as possible, if all of us.
We can see some of the cars using
exactly
where and that is a dust that is being generated.
Yes.
That is a dust that is being generated.
Very needless. You understand? So we are continuously trying to engage them to awaken their consciousness that some of these activities doesn't really help in managing the health and safety of the road users.
Can't you block it with maybe your New Jersey barriers or anything at all so that they wouldn't be able to, or that one they would even move it away?
Yes, we do that from time. By the time you come the next morning, they've taken the boulders and then the barriers away because they want to have their way. However, it is still once the road is still under construction, it is still our responsibility. So we'll continue to engage, we'll continue to sensitize, we'll continue to deploy more traffic management and health-related interventions to the project.
Another issue I want to highlight is that do the motorists respect your traffic wardens? As in when they are telling them to stop, do they? Or some of them are still very difficult to deal with?
Oh, largely they have cooperated, quite frankly. Largely the cooperation hasn't been bad. But of course, like I said, there will be some recalcitrant ones who would want to have their own way of doing things. However, like I always say, we are responsible for the safety of the road users. We are responsible for traffic management. We are responsible for managing the environment well. So whatever the situation is, you as a team would have to find a way of dealing with it.
In Yavoli, I'm tempted to ask this question. Like, someone will say every 2 minutes be a Oswald track YouTube. How many tracks do you have on this stretch, on this road? Because it looks like you have too many equipment.
I don't know whether I am permitted to be disclosing some of them.
Oh, if you are not permitted, then that's allowed. If you are not, then that's allowed.
Enough to be able to finish this job by the close of this year.
And also, I spoke to one motorist who is saying that, well, by close of year, he doesn't think it's feasible. What are you going to do to ensure that you would achieve that target? But you stated it earlier. Are there some things you are going to do to expedite work on this stretch? Because we are just in the first month of 2026.
Well, when it comes to planning and setting targets, the key word is the resources that you need. Everything in road construction is achievable, provided you have the needed resources and the technical expertise to, as it were, do that. So maybe whoever passed that comment is not privy to what I am privy to.
Exactly.
He doesn't know what I know. So I can the only thing I can say is that everybody should be rest assured. This road will change into black by the next 10 months.
Wow. But what are some of the regular comments you hear or complaints you hear from motorists or people who use the stretch? As a project manager here, what are some of the comments or the complaints you've been hearing from motorists?
Well, as you know, I mean, development comes with some few behavioral changes. And I mean, naturally, people don't really want to change from their own ways of doing things. You understand? One of our major challenges on this project, or the major comments that we get, is the dust. And we have constantly told them that we can all help in reducing or suppressing the dust if we all play according to the rules of engagement. So it's one of the challenges, and one of the other challenges is sometimes when it rains like this, the some of this, there are potholes on the existing roads. Yes, you see, immediately it rains and drivers are driving through as a result of the wheels, the turning moment of the wheels. I mean, there are potholes are created, so it's like from time to time we have to be doing maintenance of the road. So those are some of the comments that comes, maintenance of the existing road, and then that suppression. But as much as possible, we are doing our best to be able to deal with those things.
So that is to say that today your water bouncers will go around today.
They are actually watering. They have actually started. So if there's one behind, it's watering. So they have actually started. Because when we came in the morning, because of yesterday's rains, the whole area was a bit wet. But now you can see that it's getting dry. So they have actually started their work.
So this is Engineer Gabriel Foley, the project manager on the Adentan-Dodowa stretch. We are bringing you updates of what is happening on the road. Some motorists have been complaining about the gridlock on the stretch, but he said it all that by close of this year, they will try their best to ensure that the road is completed. Meanwhile, they are asking motorists to comply with them. If you would want to use the stretch, you would want to use the designated place, and you wouldn't want to use the place that are not, that is going to reduce the dusty nature of the road. Also, their water bouncers do go round to ensure that the road is watered so that the dust can be suppressed. And also, they are hoping that, like they've indicated, all things being equal, by close of this year, the Adentan-Dodowa stretch will be ready. But Engineer Foley, I want to ask you a final question, that when it comes to the MTTD side of things, how well are they cooperating with your entity?
Oh well, I must commend the divisional commanders, both Dodowa and Adentan. Anytime we call on them that we have a situation on our hand, we have a traffic situation, they quickly come on board and get the issue resolved. So, quite frankly, they have been very cooperative, and I commend them for their response rates to our call.
We've also seen breakdown of vehicles on roads that are under construction. Is that an issue here?
Well, we've not really had that kind of situation here. The reason being that because the through traffic is on the bituminous road, anytime there's a breakdown, the trucks, they try as much as possible to park by the side, so thereby they are not actually interfering with the traffic flow. So we've not really had too many of such situations on this project.
So Nana Tufo-Boateng and Chris Carter, that is the update we are bringing you here. If there are questions that we are getting from the studio, you would want to share one or two with me so that I can ask Engineer Foley, because we are asking that the motorists who use this stretch would be able to get in touch so that you can send the questions in that we can ask. So 0204 447033, and if there are other questions coming in, let me know, then I can ask Engineer Foley.
Well, Philip, there's a question that is asking what they are doing about the crazy traffic at Amrahia.
Come again, I can't hear that.
So this texter is asking, says, please ask the engineer what they are doing about the crazy traffic at Amrahia.
Okay, I think that the crazy traffic, that is where we are. This is where the crazy traffic is. The Katawanso Junction. And they're asking, what are you doing about it?
Yeah, you see, like I said earlier, you see, it's a situation that we're actually trying to work around. There are structures that are within the right of way. So you see that the eastern part of the road from Adentan heading towards Dodowa, the road had been widened. So you have 4 lanes coming towards that same place. Then the southern from Dodowa heading towards Adentan has also been widened. So this is the bottleneck. And so you can see from behind the structures there. So the property owners have been engaged as much as possible, and they promise that by the close of this month, all the structures will go so that we can connect it properly, so that there's free flow of traffic. But so in the meantime, we are using the the police and then the local authority together with our team to control the traffic.
Beautiful submission there. So Engineer Foley has explained. He says that the structures close to the road is what is actually having or creating the traffic, because these structures must move. Then there can be expansion here. Then the drivers can move freely. So that is the answer to the question that texter asked. If there are more questions, let me know, then we can proceed with that.
Right. Philip, I just want to ask, talking about the structures, what kind of structures are they? Are there structures that can be moved easily, or they have to be broken down?
From what I can see, if the cameraman can show us this structure, is this structure part of it?
Yes, it's within the road. So you see that when we got here, we have skewed the road. So you see, this is the actual width of the road. So this is the right of way. So this whole structure is on the road. All these indigenous structures are all within the right of way. So once you're able to clear and connect, so you can see that the other side has also been widened, but this is the bottleneck. So once you're able to clear these structures and we connect, the traffic will flow. Yeah.
So when is this structure going down?
Yes, I'm reliably informed that by the end of this month, the structure should go. Yes, because compensations have been issued out to them.
So you have a lot of buildings that are along, and maybe it's not easily movable structures. Is that it?
Yes, you know, these are permanent structures. There are processes that you have to go through to be able to, as it were, get the structure to be demolished. I mean, there's a compensationary regime that you have to follow through to get the property demolished. So all those processes have been triggered, and I'm reliably informed that payments have been issued out to some of the people, and by the close of this month, some of the structures will go so that we can properly connect the.
So that is the engineer Foley there telling us what is happening with the structures. Like Chris, that particular question you asked, and just like the building you can see in front of us is one of the structures that is hampering the construction ongoing here. And it tells you that if not for this particular structure, this place would have been widened, then the project would have been done or may have been completed by now. But like they've stated, 60% completion, it's enough when it comes to road construction. And they are saying that by close of this year, the 40% to be added, and 10 to 11 months from now, you see the black asphalt on this road, and I'm sure the people from Adentan to Dodowa to Adentan will be cruising, I'm sure.
Right.
If there are more questions, let us know that we can ask engineer.
Yeah, I have one more question before Nana Tufo can take over. When it comes to the issue of the dust, because it seems like a lot of people complain about the dust, what are they going to do about it? Because obviously the dust affects not just businesses, but it affects the health of, commuters and people that are into business in those areas. Are they going to help with, say, water or stuff like that?
Okay, so beautiful. I'm sure we'll have to go back again, because with the dusty nature of the road, Engineer Foley made mention of the fact that they have water bouncers, and these water bouncers are working within various perimeters. So from Adentan to a particular location, there is a water bouncer dedicated for that stretch. Also from a number of them along the stretch. So if time to time they are able to water the stretch, but it's just that some of the drivers are not driving on the designated side of the road. They are driving at a place where the construction is ongoing, and this is generating the dust. But Engineer Foley, people are still asking about the dusting. So if you are able to bring the water on the stretch every now and then, like every day, and you are watering the stretch, how many times do you run, or do you run in a day?
For every work zone, like I indicated earlier, the water tap, the bowsers that we have actually demarcated their work zones for them. There's one that does from Adentan to Frafraha, and there's one that takes from Frafraha through to Amam from Regimanuel. There's one that takes from Amam from Regimanuel through to Valley View, and then we have two others that take care of the Dodowa section. So they do a minimum of 6 trips a day. We have an industrial machine the 18,000 liter tank, the industrial machine fills it under 7 minutes. The industrial pumping machine, the 18,000 liters, when it goes under the machine to fill, 7 minutes it's full.
Done.
Yes. Wow. And then the 12,000, 4 minutes is done. So, I mean, if you are looking at it technically, we can even do 10 depending upon the dust situation on the road. So we look at the situation and then we determine the frequency.
So, Chris, I'm sure that question has been answered, but he also made mention of the fact that some of the drivers are part of the problem. But like I said, it's a construction zone, so these things are expected. They are definitely going to happen on the stretch. Any more questions?
Yeah, Philip, there's one that is asking why they have stopped using their rollers on the roughest portions to level up the road a bit.
So this question is also coming. They say, why have you stopped using your rollers on the, say, on the rocky side of the stretch? I really don't know where that question is coming from.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the person means by rollers, but if I understand the person correctly, the person is making reference to compaction. Yeah. So when you don't see a work zone being compacted, what it means is that compaction has been achieved. So when we are compacting, we have what we call the densities. When the test is done and the result turns out to be positive, what it means is that compaction has been achieved at that particular work zone. So you need to move to, so probably if the tester is talking about why he's not seeing rollers at certain places, then what it means is that
the compaction has been achieved.
Yeah, so there's no need for you to, as it were, compact again.
So not to fall. If the rollers are not rolling, that means compaction has been achieved. So there is no need for more rolling.
Very well, Philip. Thank you so much. Grateful to you and to Engineer Foley as well for giving us updates on construction works on the Adentan-Dodowa stretch. We'll keep our cameras there to bring you, if you like, timelines as given by Engineer Foley. We'll be monitoring that, observing that, and bring you up to speed regarding the work on that particular stretch. So yet another series there, monitoring road construction, road infrastructure, construction works across the capital. For now, we'll be extending into other regions to bring you a series on that as well. But this is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television.